What up, guys? It's your boy Ben, Mr. G4TG at it again. And we talking boxing right now because I like this topic and it sounds like a good one to me. Let's first thing first. I'm gonna put it right here. Give you guys time to read this and digest it. I'm gonna need Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez to report to the front. You know, what's up with Charlo, man? He tripping, man. What's up with the Charlo brothers in general? I like them as fighters, but this right here is completely unacceptable. Bruh, you beat up your girl. And then not only did they beat her up, there is an audio of him bragging about doing it. And I think it's absolutely insane. If I could find the link to the audio, I'm gonna put it up. If not, you guys can look it up. The man beat his girl up, put the audio in. Somebody recorded him while he was talking. I don't know if he was the one recorded it, but it was recorded, and it was him. And he was laughing about it, like talking about, yo, she thought she was tough, blah 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 blah, and I did this, and as soon as I hit her, she started. I'm like, yo, dude, like, are you insane? Like the level of stupidity it takes to do something like that don't even make sense because it's like, bruh, what was the point? That's stupid in itself. It's like, okay, all these men, all these men out here, you could be fighting as an actual as boxers. You choose to beat up your baby mama. Come on, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like, yeah, I mean, you beat up your girl. I don't know if it's a baby mama or not, but it's stupid to me. That's a dumb thing that happened, and it shouldn't happen. And me, as I've never lost self control to the point where I wanted to put my hands on a woman I was in a relationship with. I mean, not to the point where I actually put my hands on somebody. I've gotten mad enough to where it's like I've told somebody, "Don't put your hands on me." I might have knocked a hole in the wall or something. But I'm like, I ain't gonna put my hands on you. Leave at that point, bro. But this is ridiculous. The shit don't make no damn sense. It's like, why are you? And for you to brag about it and be recorded and laughing about it and thinking like it's funny. I'm like, bro, you something seriously off in your brain for you to do that. But to the thing that I really want to talk about, I'm excited about this one. This one's in the women's division. Clarissa Shields, who has gone on record saying that she'll beat up Keith Thurman and all this crazy mess like that. And I'm like, some people actually agree with her, and it's men. They actually agree with her, but nobody in their right mind that knows boxing would agree with her in that sense of saying that she would beat Keith Thurman. You're not. I mean, Keith Thurman. You got to put some respect on Keith Thurman's name because, yo, man. Even though Thurman lost to Pacquiao, I mean, it is what it is. But to say that she would beat this man up and all this stuff, and she continuously said it, and I'm like, yo, you tripping so hard that it don't even make sense. Like you would literally like I'm like I would if you continue to talk like that, I would question if you had CTE or something. Like, yo, bro, like did you get hit in the head too many times? Like, because I don't think that yes, there's a difference in male versus female fighting, and it's like you. I don't care if they gave you 2 years to train. I don't care if they gave you 3 years to train. I don't care if they gave her 5 years to train. She's not going to beat Keith Thurman. I'm sorry. But there is somebody that wants a piece of that ass. She called herself the self-proclaimed GOAT, greatest woman of all time. Uh, Although she has done some phenomenal things in women's boxing, and not to take away from her, she currently stands with a record of 14-0. Now, somebody that want all the smoke with her. Oh, if you know it, you know her name. You know if you don't know her name, Look her up. Alicia Baumgartner. She want all the smoke with Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields is like, I thought we was friends. Baumgartner's like, nah, I won't fight you. So when asked about it, repeatedly, she said, I'm willing to go up a weight class to fight her. Clarissa Shields, once again, record is 14-0, 2 knockouts. Baumgartner's record is 14-1, 7 knockouts. Now, Baumgartner's loss was a split decision, which, in my opinion, honestly, I did see the fight. I edged it more for her. So, in my opinion, she should have been 15-0. But split decision, split decision. But if you've ever seen the two of them fight, Shields doesn't have that knockout power like Baumgartner has. Baumgartner, when she hits you, she stuns you. Shield had her 2 knockouts were, it was like a wear down process. Baumgartner hit you, it's like, ooh, oh, where I'm at. That's what it is. Like, it was one fight, and it was funny. I watched it, and she caught old girl with I think it was like a right, I think it was like a right cross, and she caught her, and old girl was like, she hit her so hard, old girl was looking like, she started walking away, and like, Baumgartner was looking at her like, where you going? Then she runs over to hit her. The ref stepped in right at the moment where she clocked her right in the face, and I'm like, yo, Shields don't have that kind of power to me. Now, granted, Shields is like, well, I need you to take drug tests. But I don't care, I do it. Now, only in Shields' defense, now this is the only thing I can say about this, and I still think that you should take the fight. This is probably be one of the biggest fights in women's boxing history if it's made to happen. In Shields' defense, Baumgartner did fail a drug test in, I want to say, it was either June or July of 2023 for 2 banned substances. I don't know I didn't really do research to see what they were, but she did fail. She got suspended. She came back and she's undisputed in her weight class. I think she holds titles in 2 weight classes, but she wants to go up and she wants to take all the smoke and all the belts away from Shields. Shields don't want it. Shields was like, well, I thought we was friends. Then it was like, no, you got to take the drug test. I'm like, yo, you said you would whoop Keith Thurman. So a woman that's in a weight class lower than you, even if she was just to play the devil's advocate and throw this out there, even if she was enhanced by anything, the fact that you said you would whoop Keith Thurman, who's clearly stronger than you should be able to handle her with no problem, right? Logic. That's what I'm saying. Like, you should be able to handle her pretty easily if you that good, if you got that kind of. But I follow both of them. I like both of them, but I think that's a fight that I would love to see. I would definitely love to see that fight, and also don't know if this is really hoping that it happens because I would like to see it again. It's supposed to be an exhibition fight, so it won't go on either of their records. Pacquiao, Mayweather 2. Now, a lot of people who, I'm going to say, I saw the fight live. I remember watching it because somebody was mad at me. I should have bet more money. It was like $50, but it wasn't much. You know what I'm saying? But they was mad because Pacquiao lost the first fight. Any people that don't know boxing, don't know no better, they was like, Pac won. No, he didn't. Floyd outlanded him, whatever. Call Floyd what you want, but I call him one of the greatest in-ring tacticians of all time and one of the smartest. And the reason why I say that, people say, Floyd run. You got to understand the fundamentals of boxing. And I'm going to say this, and a lot of people so stupid. It's like I'm not going to say stupid, but people that don't know the basics of boxing, you're used to, you want gladiators and all this stuff, but the real fundamentals of boxing is to hit and not be hit. Floyd mastered it. It's not his fault that you can't touch him. It's not his fault that you can't hit him. Call it what you want. Evading, getting hit is just as talented as standing there. And I'm like, I think it takes more intelligence to not get beat in the head. And we seen the byproduct of what happens when boxers take too much head trauma. Floyd was smart. Floyd did that better than most. And also, I'm the type of person like this. When people talk about Floyd not being standing in the ring doing, now let's be real, man. The closest thing I could say to Floyd prior to Floyd was Sweet Pea Whitaker. That man had some dynamic defense, and nobody accused him of running. And you know why I think a lot of people hate Floyd? The money. Because a lot of people say Floyd ain't got no power. Floyd pretty much has, if it's not 50, is close to 50. Floyd has almost a 50% knockout ratio. That don't sound like a dude that been running in every fight. If you go back, and people that don't understand, don't know who Floyd Mayweather is, go back to the Pretty Boy era before he started making the money, before he became a full defensive fighter. Go back and watch his fights. God rest the dead. But man, he put a whooping on dang, I forgot his name. Not Man, I went lost for words. Maybe it'll come back to me. It was so much on tip, so I watched this fight like several times. But Floyd used to not. He used to hunt people down and knock them out, and it's insane how people talk so bad about him. But the thing is, like, you haven't watched the fights. To me, it's like those are the same people that you hate him not because of his skill set. You hate him because of his success. You hate him because people don't like Floyd because it's like Floyd talked too much junk. Are the same people that like people like Conor McGregor. Are the same people that like people like Sean Strickland. They hate people like, and I'm not saying that. I mean, and I know from what it looked like, it's like the way I said it is like it's almost like a race thing. It's not. It's just I'm looking at it from a pure sports standpoint, and you don't like them because you're like, oh, he talked too much shit, oh, he did this, but they're doing the exact same thing the other person did. Honestly, I think Conor went in the ring with Floyd. I mean, anybody's like he lasted longer. That's because Floyd let him do it. Floyd literally, the interview came out after the fight that he did prior to the fight with Stephen A, where he told him what round he was going to take Floyd out. And take Conor out. The reason why he did that, because he said people were upset with the decision that he had with Pacquiao. And he said, I'm going to tell you when I'm going to take him out. And anybody go back and watch that fight. Floyd almost knocked him out. I think it was like the first or the second round. He had to grab Conor and hold him up. And was like, dude, he almost knocked him out with one hand. Floyd was just like, and literally walking Conor down with one hand and almost knocked him out. Now, if you know boxing, you know boxing. If you don't, hey, no disrespect, but if you don't know the sweet science, it's okay. Learn on it. Don't just watch fights just to be watching a fight because somebody's famous. Learn it. Learn the actual what's going on, the technique. There's a lot of technical stuff in fighting, boxing, MMA. I watch it all because I love it all because I am also a connoisseur and a practitioner of the arts, and I think it's a wonderful thing. I love combat sports. I watch sports in general, but combat sports, that's my thing. But I feel like even Canelo, you look at the fight with Alvarez. People that say Floyd ran, man, he gave Alvarez the whooping of a lifetime. He whooped the man so bad he had to adapt Floyd's style. Now, if you don't think that Floyd was as good as you think he was, man, go back and watch that fight. It was class beating. He took the man to school and he gave him his diploma. He whooped him. Ricky Hatton was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to whoop Floyd. Got whooped, beat down. Come on, man. And then the people that say, oh, well, he fought Shane Mosley when Shane was old. Shane was still beating people up. Shane didn't want to fight Floyd. He avoided Floyd. The man said it out of his own mouth, but people don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear the truth. The man didn't want to fight Floyd because he said Floyd was nobody when Floyd was Pretty Boy. He didn't want to fight him. Then when he did fight him, he hit Floyd. He hurt Floyd. Floyd proceeded to punish him for the rest of the fight. And I'm like, hey, but that's all for that train. I'm like, yeah, I'm a fan of combat sports. This is kind of like my bread and butter thing, man. So y'all gonna be getting some of these topics, and we gonna get into it. And I want reviews back. And hey, if you leave a comment on any of these, whether you see it on YouTube, whatever, I am all welcome to set up for you to debate me on any podcast about any of these subjects. I don't care. I'm like friendly, I'm not going to get mad about it because I'm like, I love this type of stuff. That's what I'm doing. And if you want to debate me on any of these, I will put you on audio so we can have these debates live on, me and whoever wants to do it. I'm like, we can do it. But like I said, back to the original thing I said, I'm really hoping that the fight with Bumbgarner and Shields happens, man, because I really, 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 really want to see that. And if you're not a fan of female boxing, please go check these two women out. You will be highly impressed at their skill. You will be highly impressed at how they do everything in the ring, their training. You go watch them, man. Even if you don't watch one of their fights, just follow them on social media or something. Or just go pull up. People love YouTube. They love taking clips. So go pull up some clips of Alicia Baumgartner and Clarissa Shields. I'm telling you, if most of y'all probably know who Clarissa Shields is, and you might not know who Alicia Baumgartner is, but if you don't know, pull up some clips of her, and I promise you, you'll be impressed by her, man. But she's a dog. She got that dog in her, man. I'm like, and it just popped up in the top of my head. I was reading the comments when I was looking at some, the thing about the possible fight, and I have I have a habit of going to the comment section, and man, it was funny because somebody said, "Oh man, this fight is gonna be fire," and somebody else was like, underneath that comment, somebody said, "If it's a beauty pageant, she was already lost." And I'm like, "Yo, y'all foul, dude." It's funny because Baumgartner herself even jumped in the comments and was like, "Let's fight." She added Shields. Shields had nothing to say. And I'm like, Shields, if she wants to come up and fight you, you have the champions. You have the champions in advantage, and you would technically have the size advantage. Shields is only 2 inches taller than Baumgartner. Now, as far as their reach, Shields may have a bit of a reach advantage. I'm not sure how big of a reach advantage she has, but she does have a reach advantage. But it doesn't really matter. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Now, not saying that it wouldn't matter in that fight. I'm just saying that it's not like she's fighting John Jones where you have like a 6 to 7 inch reach advantage over the majority of your opponents. That dude got some long arms. But I feel like if that fight was to materialize, that would probably be the greatest fight in women's boxing. And boxing needs that. Boxing needs a money fight right now, even in the women's division, because honestly, there's so many people in boxing right now that are avoiding fighting each other. It almost makes it disinteresting. That's why, although I love boxing, I favor MMA because you pushed in a corner in MMA where you can't avoid your opponent. You have to fight them because if you don't fight them, they're going to release you. In boxing, there's so many belts, there's so many ways to avoid an opponent to where it's like, even if you don't want to fight your mandatory, they just tell you like, hey, you don't fight your mandatory, give up your belt. And most of them will. And then they'll be like, well, I didn't want to take the fight because it was a money issue. It wasn't a money issue, it was a heart issue. And most of them is like, and I'm like, yo, yeah, get your bag, dude, get your bag. Because honestly, when I was fighting, I wasn't making shit. I'm like, yeah, my highest payday as an amateur. I'm not going to get into that discussion, but not right now. But it wasn't very high, you know. And now these people have the ability to make millions of dollars. And that's another reason why I'm like, I don't understand the hate on Floyd, because Floyd made it easier for them to make money. People was like, oh, it's all about protecting your O. Not everybody is looking to protect the O, they're looking to protect the bag. But if it is to protect your O, then somebody's O got to go, because at some point it may happen, it may not. There are some people walked away from the game with intact, undefeated records. Rocky Marciano. I'm just naming off a few. I'm not going to go down the list of people that I know off the top of my head that have walked away from the game with undefeated records. Rocky Marciano, Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather are the most notable right now off the top of my head that I could think of that walked away from the game and with a fully intact record. Everybody now is like, they're looking to chase the money. But some of these guys are making more money per fight than Floyd made in his fight. He even told Shields herself, he's like, you made more in your first seven. You made more in your first 7 fights than he made in his first 7. And that's in the women's division. And they don't make the same money that men do. Let that sink in for a second. As much as people hate Floyd about what he did, he revolutionized the money game. Now, does that hurt it a little bit? Sometimes, because that does make them not want to fight for certain amounts of money. But by all means, get the bag. But also, man, look, remember, you're in a competitive sport. You're there to find out who's the best. That's the one thing I like about old boxing. They're in there to find out who the best of the best of the best is. A lot of these guys now, they will avoid each other, man. But I'm looking forward to a lot of fights. Hopefully they will materialize. I'm also interested in another fight, and this is in the men's division. And, oh, man, you saw me just get happy just now. Start rubbing my hands, close my eyes, like I just ate a wonderful piece of cheesecake. But I would hope, because I know the old rumors about what happened when they had the dog fight in the ring. And if you don't know what a dog fight is, that's when you just go like no rounds. You just beat each other up until somebody says, I quit, or they give up. Tank Davis and Devin Haney. Supposedly there's a video idea, but Tank probably sued the living daylights out of him if that video came out. But they said Haney was giving him the business because Tank couldn't get close enough to him. He got frustrated and quit. I don't know how true that is, but if the video ain't coming out, might be some truth to that thing. But I would love to see that fight happen. Another fight I would love to see happen. I'm excited to see Spence Crawford 2. Only reason why, because I think this time around Spence is going to take a lot more serious. I ain't going to say a little, because he got brutalized in the first fight, and I don't want to see Spence get beat up like that again. Like, hopefully he does something in this fight that changes it. Not so much as that's going to make it look more impressive than it did the last time. I still think Crawford will win, but I think Spence is probably going to go that extra mile in his training to make something happen, make the big thing happen. And if it happens, big ups to him. And if that means that would set the stage for what? A third fight between them two. Because if you think about it, if he beats Crawford, then that means Crawford got to come back and be like, yo, nope, somebody got to win this. It really literally becomes a rivalry where and Crawford's going to have to come back and say, I got to beat you, dog. I can't let you, we can't have an even one. One of us going to have to come out 2-1. Now, if Crawford goes 2-0, it's over with. There is no rivalry. He was just a better man. Now, if Spence comes through and manages to pull one off by, he got beat up in the first fight. Now, if he comes through and just beat up Crawford and knock him out or something, or, hey, yeah, they got to be a third. If it's a weak fight and it turns into a decision, I'm like, I still would say it would be a third, but it wouldn't be... People wouldn't want to see a third one as much, but I think it would still happen. It should still happen if he was to beat him. I'm not going to make a judgment on that right now. I want to say I will reserve the right to make a judgment when the fight actually materializes. And your boy Canelo Alvarez is out here still headhunting. And he said he won't fight Floyd. We know that's not going to happen because Floyd ain't going to do it again. Floyd, but also in Floyd's defense, Floyd already beat him. And Floyd's retired. But people give Floyd flack for taking exhibition fights. Canelo said it out of his own mouth as well. They asked me, said, what do you think about Floyd fighting these exhibition fights? He said, good for him. And they said, would you do a fight, an exhibition fight, or do you think that's beneath you? Canelo's response was, I would not do it. I probably do one or two just because, fighters get bored, and that's the truth. They'll get bored when you retire. You get that itchy, if you were really passionate about it, you get that itch where you want to, get in there and do something. And although I was not as prolific a fighter as these guys, I was not as bigger. I'm not a big name, and I didn't even go pro. I had the opportunity to, but didn't. It's been over 10 years for me, and sometimes I still get that itch where I want to, do the hand thing, do something. And I'm like, that's when, you break out the punching bag. Do I want to get punched in the face by an actual human? No. But I'd like to punch and hit the bag, or, do some kicking drills or something. I'm like, I still get that itch to do that. Now, would I get in the ring and fight an actual human being right now? I'm like, yeah, no. First of all, I've been out of it for over 10 years and I wouldn't even attempt to do it. But that's enough about me. Back to the subject at hand. And another one that we got that's possible coming up in boxing. This is all a boxing podcast right now. But I love it. We also get the opportunity to Ngannou versus Joshua. I'm looking forward to that only because I want to see what Ngannou really could do. Do I think he can beat Joshua? There's a chance. I'm not going to put it at a high chance. And I say there's a chance because Ngannou had that power. But when I'm a little bit more on that, as that starts to materialize as well. But hey, guys, anything I said in here that was possibly interesting to you, you put a comment down. I'll respond back to you. And, if you like anything I said or if you disagree with anything I said, put a comment down. Please be respectful, because although I'm going to say that, I'm going to say be respectful, because here's the thing. You jump in my comment section and you say some crazy stuff, expect me to come back at you with it, because I'm not one of them people that's going to play games with you. I troll trolls, and I will light your ass on fire in the comment section till you actually block me. I will make you feel like you should probably just go and hide in a corner somewhere and cry and eat a bowl of cereal. That's how I am. Like, so please be respectful in the comment section. Love you guys, and thank you for the support, and see you guys on the next one.